What's up, guys? Welcome to CESYK Live Smackdown Edition. Tonight, we're talking everything about the Decorative Concrete Expo. We're talking racing, we're talking art, we're talking instruction, we're talking YouTubers, everything to do about it. And we got none other than my buddy. Let's see, this way. Yep, this way, my buddy Jeff Hirschberger. How are you, Jeff?
I'm good, man. How you doing tonight, Rocky? You made it home from the show and recovered and all that stuff?
Yep, made it home, recovered a little bit. I will tell you, my feet were sore. We were running around that place like track stars, man.
Yep. It's I think you do that. We do more walking there than the world of concrete, possibly.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. I'll tell you. So, where do we start, man? Gee whiz, there was just so much going on. We started early Monday morning and ended Saturday, late Saturday almost for some of us. So, geez, it was just a week packed of awesomeness.
Yeah. Expo week, man. That's how it is, and it's there's obviously a lot of stuff leads up to the show on the back end, and I mean, we work really hard. Like honestly, some of us starting already, for next year's show, but there's a lot that leads up there. And then once we hit that like month before, it's kind of like all hands on deck. And then once that week hits, it's like exactly what you said. It is literally Monday morning through Saturday at noon for a lot of us, and so tons of fun. And man, it was such a great time. Great to see everybody there again. And yeah, where do you start, man? There's so many things about the show. From the obviously, when most people think about trade shows, they think about vendors. So that's obviously a huge part of the show. There's all the vendor booths, and we had more. We had a record number. I don't know the number off the top of my head. We had more vendor booths than we've ever had before. And we have all the learning areas, and we expanded on that this year with the feature trainings. We had the SmackDown, which has become, one of the shining stars of the whole event. And then we had the wheelbarrow race this year, plus all the other, crazy stuff that's going on. The meet and greet with Ryan Tomich. Oh, my gosh, I could keep going on, but we only have so many hours in this stream here, so
Yeah,
it
no
is
kidding.
absolutely jam packed from wall to wall. I don't know how else to describe it.
So we'll start off. Let's start off with the kickoff party, the race. So Sam, man, he blew everybody away, right? So you guys don't know, we do what is it, a 40-yard dash? Let's see, breaking
It's
up.
a
I don't
40-yard dash.
Yep, 40-yard dash.
What's that?
Sam,
40-yard dash. Yep.
what's his last name?
Miller. So he's actually from Orville.
Okay, man, he was out there and he whooped it. And then who won the field goal kicking?
Trying to remember. I don't know. I might not know their name. I'd recognize them if I seen them. And then Chris Land won the passing con. He's got a cannon. Like he threw that thing. It was almost 50 yards that pass he threw. So also a lot of people don't know. So Sam Miller is literally from this area, and he worked
Okay,
for Decorative for quite a few years at our store, and then he moved to Dallas, Texas. I don't know, a while back, and he started working for BC Decorative down there. And so it was cool. I hadn't seen Sam in quite a few years, and I'll be honest, I know his background. He was wide receiver for Kent State, and a very talented football player. So I'll be honest, he kind of had a sneaking suspicion that he was going to be the one.
that dude's got wheels. But so wheels with him, and as you said, Chris Land, one of the SmackDown contestants that we'll talk a little bit about later, but he did the throw, and we did a test to see who could throw the furthest, and it was almost 55 yards, I think, wasn't it?
It was under 50, I believe, but it was
Okay.
close to 50. I know it was between the 45 and the 50 is where it landed at. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably throw that ball 20 yards maybe.
I know I couldn't do 50. Either way. So that was a great night. We had a great party that night, hanging out with everybody involved, all the cool people involved with Deco Crete. That was great. And then let's move on just before that. So kind of maybe we'll digress a little bit to the 1L panel. That was so for me, being a lifelong industry guy, to see the meeting of the minds like that from both sides. That's what it's going to take to find solutions for both sides' problems, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, it was good. We had great people from both sides, and it's a tough topic. It's one of those things that's kind of hit everybody in the face here in the last couple of years, and none of concrete contractors, they didn't know this was coming, and they weren't. I'll be honest. honest, they weren't given much warning. A lot of people have been using Type 1L cement in their concrete for half the season or maybe a full season, and they didn't know what it was or that it was even in there yet. So, it was something that kind of hit everybody in the face, and it's been a big deal the last couple of years. And obviously nobody's got all the answers to all this, but we just wanted to try to have some sort of a productive conversation about it. And we know that we weren't going to solve everybody's problems, but we just wanted to hear both sides. And I thought we had a great mix of that, and we had a great crowd in the room and some great questions. We had tons of online viewers, and thanks everybody for tuning in online. I was blown away by the amount of online viewers that we had, not only live but even just after the whole thing was over. It's still going. So you guys can go to Decocrete's Facebook page, and that whole thing is on there. You can watch the whole thing if you want. We had a lot of good, online interaction, during the whole thing. And yeah, it was. I'll be honest, I got great feedback about it. Everybody said that they absolutely. A lot of people told me this exact thing, that they've been to quite a few of these, and they were really boring. And they weren't really looking that forward to this, but they kind of wanted to be there. And they said, it didn't seem boring at all, and it was really interesting. So that meant a lot to us, because that was our goal. We knew that we weren't gonna fix anything in the moment, but we just hopefully had a good, productive conversation and give people just a little bit to maybe take home to try this season.
Sure, sure. And it was great. I felt blessed to be a part of it and just listen to all those great minds of people way smarter than me. So I was just trying to be a sponge in the room, and it was a great experience. So, but moving on, we got the kickoff. So as you would walk in the door for the expo, the first thing you're coming to is the training zones right there. And that's one of the greatest things. And I heard so many people say so many things about the training zones, to where you could try it out. You have the experts right there over your shoulder, and you can try the techniques out. And I loved every bit of that part of it.
Yeah, and that was kind of the whole point, is that we want people to be able to learn and not dedicate 4 hours, or half the day, and just go to a training, because we talked about having like dedicated trainings during the show, but ultimately people want to be able to wander and see the whole show. And so something that they can wander in or out of, try this technique in the morning, try something else in the afternoon, like you said, product there that they can use, practice there. That by the time you get home, you're making a real sample for somebody, not just messing around on a board. So that was the whole point: get people involved and bring in a ton of great people to when we first started adding these learning zones. We learned pretty quick that it's going to have to go beyond Decocrete staff, because we're all busy during this. We only have so many people that can teach these things. So that's when we decided to try to bring other people in, Decocrete family, and people that we know do really good work and they're good instructors, and give that space to them, and then they get out a lot out of that too. So that leads us into our first guest, right?
Absolutely. So that created the whole
So
Decocrete team. So who do
yeah,
we got for
so
captain?
one of the learning instructors, and yeah, one of the things about not I'm not going to get into Team Decocrete right now, but
Oh
those
yeah,
who
oh yeah.
know, but the captain of Team Decocrete, Mr. Tony Ronaldo. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
Loving it as always. So yeah, let me give you guys a little quick rundown of the learning zone area. And this is at every Decocrete Expo. You have individual learning zones. So we had Ben Bass instructing the stains and dye station. Many samples, guys can come in there, throw down some stain, get some different tips and techniques from Ben, and his son Landon was there assisting him this year, which was an awesome thing to see.
Yeah.
Right next to them was Chris Kroll and Andy Gonzalez doing the overlay station. And I got to say, that's one of my favorite and most valuable stations for a decorative concrete guy, to get in there with those guys and learn the proper prep and technique of throwing down different overlays, micro topping, stamped overlays, broom overlays. We also had Ray Anthony doing the GFRC countertop and precast station. And wow, what a sight that is. All the different things that he can create with that and show the attendees, and they can get their hands on in that station. And then we had Brett Bennett doing the epoxy and resins station. That's always a very popular station, because who doesn't love throwing down some epoxy and seeing how it flows and interacts, metallics. The Decocrete liquid metals, metallic epoxy is just a great product for that. People can make their own samples and take them with them if they wish. We also had Jeff Kurt, assisted by Jesse Mosley of Apex Concrete, doing the vertical carving station, another super valuable station. People, they'll mix it up for you and you'll do your thing, lay it up, carve it out. Another awesome station. And then I instructed the concrete repair station, and I had my buddy Dylan McCauley of Aurora Custom Concrete helping me out a little bit there. And yeah, just some very basic functional, how to fix different things before you do your decorative stuff. And we got some people getting in, interacting and engaging over there as well. Also in that area was Nick Lang with the RC crawlers.
Yeah.
And that was such a cool thing to see, the RC crawlers track. So that was all within the learning zone station at the Expo. Such a favorite part of the Expo for me.
So we'll talk about the Nick Lang spot just a little bit, because I was just really impressed. And he prided himself on that the whole display there was stuff that he drug out of the garbage can and was able to construct this whole RC course that you could, man, I could have spent hours. I could have just stayed there all week, I think, just playing. So I was impressed with that.
He's such a talented guy. No matter what he does, it's over the top.
Yeah, definitely. So you were able to sneak away from your station for just a minute to maybe get a little exercise in, huh?
Yeah, I got some exercise in, Rocky.
So just over the way, if you don't know.
I took a little run at the...
Yeah, go. Tell us
wheelbarrow
about
race.
Yeah.
Yes.
The wheelbarrow
so I got in there.
World Championship. First ever wheelbarrow world championship annual from this point on. Man, it was a great experience. You got to go for a trial run, try to get into the time trials is what you did, right?
I tried, yeah. Did not make it, but I will say it was fun. It was a little bit more treacherous than I thought it was going to be.
Jeff, so tell us about the wheelbarrow race a little bit. Tell us what they had to go through to get in, and then what ultimately was the goal.
Yeah, so real quick before I get there, just shout out a couple people online here that are they're leaving comment. Nick Fleming, my boy out there from KC area. Zach Granger's on. Joe Redwine. We got the you know what we got the dragster dolly on. The dragster dolly.
Israel.
See that thing? That was so cool. That was so cool. Nick Tortorici, JB Bell, Chuck, my boy Chuck Hassel, awesome. Troy Allman, all the way out in Oregon, and we got the Moldens on. We'll get more to them later. Bill Tedderton, man, just thanks all you guys. This is so cool. All these guys, these names I'm reading on here. It's like a week ago, like talking to all these people in person. Everybody that's on the stream here, I love it. So, man, I'll be honest, Rocky, I really ran on there. What was the question again? The wheelbarrow race?
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk a little bit about the wheelbarrow race. What was the goal? And how did they get there?
So, and I seen somebody ask about this online somewhere today, and I don't know, and I don't even know the answer to this myself, but some of this stemmed from a little game we had last year, which was the 5-gallon bucket toss. So I think you remember that. I think you tried that. I was, man, I don't think I got that thing 2 boards down the line, but some guys got all the way in for a t-shirt. So we wanted to expand on that and do something really cool. That whole bucket toss came out of like an accident. Somebody seen on a live stream. And so we kind of leaned into it. We talked about a bunch of different things, and we ended up just deciding that the wheelbarrow race is the way to go. And once we like started talking about this and decided it, man, Jason just ran wild. And I'm gonna be honest, like when it comes to the track and all the setup, that was a lot of Jason. I didn't have a whole ton to do with that, but he, had that whole thing planned out, and he set it all up. And then to get in it, you just have to be at the expo. You just gotta, be there. You gotta sign up for it. Thursday was an open trial, as in anybody can come up. It's head-to-head racing, but it's not really about who wins that heat. It's more about the times that we bring in. And then you get your time up on the bracket to see if you get in the championship on Friday. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of sneak peek, we might switch that up a little bit next year and have a Thursday bracket and a Friday bracket, and maybe have those two race each other for the grand champion or something like that. Because there was a few people, and we'll get to one later in the stream here, who wasn't able to be there Thursday, and they didn't get to run on the Thursday race, so they kind of missed out on the wheelbarrow race. So that's just looking ahead to next year. But for this year, they just had to qualify top 32 in time and then show up on Friday and then run their heats. And it was basically like a March Madness bracket, and it worked its way all the way down to one final race, and that was in the afternoon, and that was for all the marbles. It's something that we few people along the way brought up, like, well, what does second get and what does third get and all that. And we ultimately decided no. In the Wheelbarrow World Champion, it is a winner-take-all event, and that's how it all went down. And the winner won some great prizes. And man, this was like so much fun. And I talked to so many people that just made the comment to me, like, I could have literally leaned up against that rail all day long and just watched wheelbarrow races. And so, yeah, it was one of those things, something to try. We dedicated a lot of space to it, but it was an absolute hit, and it will 100% be back. This was the first, but most certainly not the last.
Yeah. So in that, we are lucky enough to have the first ever Wheelbarrow World Champion right here, Mr. Austin Isbell from Mages Concrete. What's up, dude? How are you? Let's see. Get your mic on. Can we hear him?
I'm not sure we can hear Austin.
Can't hear Austin. Turn your mic on, Austin.
He's not muted.
Oh, where'd he go? Did he bail on us?
Maybe he went to get the golden wheelbarrow real quick.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. So, well, while we're waiting on him to come back, let me see. Is he even in here? Did he log off?
Because Tony ran the track too. So Tony, why don't you tell us a little bit about the track?
Yeah, I could do that. So you start the wheelbarrow race with an empty wheelbarrow.
I'm back in here.
And all right, here he goes.
Okay, he's here. All right. So, Austin.
What's up, guys?
What's up? Let's see.
How you guys doing?
Let's see. Can we hear him? Yep. Everybody got him in there?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. What's up, buddy?
All right.
Okay, so tell us.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
What was your experience with the first ever World Wheelbarrow Championship race? The first one you grabbed a hold of it. What were you thinking in your head?
Man, I was thinking all them wheelbarrow days back growing up when I was 15 years old. That is all going to pay off that day. And it sure in the hell did.
This is good. So you had on the official work boot of the Wheelbarrow World Championship that day. Tell us about that. He's got to show it. There it is.
The hey dudes.
Hey dudes.
The hey dudes. Yeah.
Honestly,
I don't even know how I did it.
So tell us about the gravel pit. A lot of people had a lot of problems with that gravel pit.
Honestly, the gravel pit, as long as you keep all your weight towards the back of the handlebars, you'll glide right through it. If not, that tire's just gonna bury.
There you got the secret, guys, for next year. Austin just gave his secret out on that. So Austin, we're gonna queue up the wheelbarrow race right here real quick, and we're gonna watch it together, and we'll kind of ask you some questions and see how that goes.
So Austin, did you know about the wheelbarrow race before you got there and actually seen it in person? So you did not know about this, like beforehand. You just showed up, and all of a sudden they got this big wheelbarrow track.
Yes, sir. And actually, Zachary Granger, he pushed me like 5 times the race, and then a waiver got put in my face, so I signed it.
Yeah, I love it. So, can you guys see the wheelbarrow race queued up right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna play it here. It's in slow mode.
So before the race started, my opponent asked if he could flip a coin for the left lane.
Okay.
And the lady said, nope, I was there first. But there was a reason why he wanted the left lane, because he didn't race that right lane.
Okay. So did you race both lanes throughout the day?
The spilling of the wheelbarrow.
Yes.
Because of the other lane.
You
I was pretty bummed out. I hit every cone though.
I think next year, in my opinion, there needs to be a penalty for knocking over a cone.
100%.
So you did race both lanes then?
Correct.
Okay. And did you have a preference on lane side?
Yeah, I kept winning on the left side. I won one race on the right side, and when you get to the gravel pit, you got to go left instead of right. And like dude did,
Ah,
you'll drop your wheelbarrow if you don't know what you're doing.
okay. So that matters, being a right-handed or left-handed person with the lean into that corner. I didn't even take that into consideration.
100%.
Okay, so here we go. So you're coming through the cones here. Any special techniques other than just plowing through each one of them?
I kept my feet spaced apart to where I couldn't trip my own feet up.
Okay. All right. Well,
That kind of helped me a little bit.
sure. And then so let's
So
roll
Austin,
on.
going through the whoop section there. Now, this was something that originally I thought was going to be a harder part of the track, getting up and down the whoops. But honestly, it seemed like those things weren't. It was more the gravel pit that was a big challenge. What were the whoops like?
Honestly, I just zoomed right through it with the Hey Dudes. I used to wheelbarrow 10 yards of concrete for a while, and I'll tell you what, it paid off.
So here,
It
so
looks
you
like
were
Chris got the codes pretty clean there. He lost a lot of time in the beginning because Austin, I noticed that throughout in the prelims, you were loading 2 bags at a time. And that was part of your secret. You're strong enough that you can lift 2 at a time. Someone like me, going to be 1 at a time. I'm going to be slowed down. And then I noticed on the final race, you switched it up. You did something different, didn't you?
Yes, sir, I did.
see if we
You
can
gonna
get
tell them your
that.
secret?
So I went with the 3 bags. I noticed I stacked my bags, and then I tried lifting 3 up. Noticed it was slight. Then I seen him stack his 3 up and him pick 3 up. Well, he kind of struggled. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I bet his wheelbarrow gonna tip over as soon as he puts his in there. And sure enough, it did.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you had that good technique, like from the back of the barrel and like setting it straight in rather than kind of throwing it in from the side. And so, yeah, a lot of strategy in this, Rocky. It's crazy how we could analyze this. I bet these guys are watching this and they're figuring out how to do this a little bit different and make up some time next year. But I'm gonna be honest, track's gonna be a little different next year. It's
Yeah,
not gonna be the
absolutely.
same thing. Jason's gonna switch things up.
As
Now, will I be able to race next year?
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
yes, sir.
So I got some plans for the gold wheelbarrow I got. I might make it into like electric chair and race that.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
That'd be
You're
really
me and
cool.
Joe had some ideas on the way home. He's like, let's make it a rocking chair. I said, let's put a motor on it.
That's good stuff. Okay, so you're calling it out. You're coming back next year. Do you think you're going to take home the title again?
1,000%. I'm pretty sure I will.
All right, there it is. He's calling his shots,
so
guys.
So Dylan Heim says that there should be a muddy section next year. I like that. I like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's actually my big brother.
Oh, is it really? Oh, nice. Oh, there we go. Got the chain. Give him a little bit of flavor there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Hey guys,
good
let's
stuff.
mention the timing on this. Like most people thought that this was going to take everybody, well, over a minute, close to a minute. Austin did it in what, 26 seconds?
So
That was impressive.
each time I race, it was started at like 31.86. Then I got it down to 30. And then that last race, I scored like 26.62 or something like that. It
Nice.
was pretty
So
nice.
so you
It
saved the
feels
best
great.
for last.
Yes.
Heck yeah, I love it.
Next year, if it's the same way, I'm going to try to do 4 bags or all 5
At one time, your first load.
at one time. Yes, sir.
Oh man, we're gonna have to change it up next year, Jeff. So I can't prepare.
Well, it's one of them things. There's an advantage for speedsters, but there's also an advantage for strength, and that's kind of part of this whole part of it was it sort of balanced those out. Now Austin is strong and also fast, so he won the race, but that was kind of it. Like that way, if somebody's really fast, they might struggle getting loaded. somebody's really
Absolutely.
strong, they'll gain there, and then they'll lose a little bit, on the straight stretches. And so I think that all went good. Now we also had some mishaps in the race, I believe. Now I only seen one in person, but so somebody tell me what that was all about. And Rocky, I don't know if you have any of that on there or anything, but
Man, I couldn't get that in time, but the Fiscardo crew, go check out who posted it. Justin Tatch. Go check out his page. He's got a slow mo of one of their guys going over the pool of death, and I think he got almost eaten by piranhas. So it was interesting. He come over it and he went in almost face first. The wheelbarrow smacked him in the face. It was great. So you got to check that out if you haven't seen it. And I know there was a couple more accidents too I didn't see.
yeah, hence the waiver that Austin was talking about there, that he said that he was asked to sign first, because we knew that there's a little bit of consequence for this race if you go off track. And just stay tuned to Decorative TV. There's videos coming, guys. There's videos coming. There's going to be tons of them, and yes, the crashes and all that. Now, Austin, you didn't seem to have any trouble making it over the pool of death. Was there any moments there where you were worried that the Hey Dudes might be going down in?
Not at all, brother. Also, although I am a little scared of heights, that just happened like
Recording all
5
of
years
our
ago.
people on our bracket for us, so it looks like
My
we're
first video,
almost
you'll
down
hear
to the
Joe in the
final
video.
four.
Don't
Looks
get
like we-
scared now.
That's good. So going over that, pushing a wheelbarrow full of sand over the pool of death, did it seem more intimidating than it maybe looked from the stands or from the outside of the crowd?
Not at all.
No, you just plowed through it, no worries, huh? It's something every day you do anyway.
Wow. Yeah. The only thing I'm disappointed in myself is I kept hitting the damn cones, man.
Well, there was no penalty for it, so it still was able to do through it. Next year, I think we need to do maybe tennis balls and 5 seconds a cone or something.
Yeah.
But we're learning, right? It's going to get better
I agree.
every year. Yeah.
That pool of death was a little intimidating to me, Rocky.
What did you-
Especially after a night of hanging out with Rick Lobdell and not being in the greatest of shape. I came up upon that thing after signing that waiver that mentioned the possibility of death, and I was just praying that everything went well. And luckily, I came through.
Holy cow,
Shout out to the dragster Dolly guy.
Oh,
He beat my
yeah.
time by 3 seconds.
Yep.
So Chris
Shout out
Kroll
to
says
that
that we
guy.
should use 6 buckets of color hardener next time for the fill the wheelbarrow up instead of the sandbags. And so yeah, throw buckets of color hardener in there. We honestly landed on the sandbags because they fit nice and they fit in there. They're not going to fall out or anything. But no, that would be cool. And also, how much weight was on the wheelbarrow? So there was 5 bags. Is that right? And so they were 50 pounds apiece.
Yep. That's what it was. So what is that, 250?
Yeah, 250. Yep.
And then what's a full wheelbarrow of concrete? Right at 400, right?
Well, if you fill it full to the brim in a 6 cubic foot wheelbarrow, it's way more than that. But a normal pushing size, somebody correct me here, but I would say between 400 and 500.
Okay. I think AJ had said it was right at 400 one time, so I kind of stuck to that. So here we got a picture real quick of Austin and his trophy.
Recording all of our
Let's see if
people.
Never mind, scratch that. But either way, the big golden wheelbarrow. Where does that go now, Austin?
Honestly, it's sitting in my basement right now, waiting to get an electric chair put on it.
Yeah. This is gonna be great. Okay, so
Yeah, I can't wait.
that's awesome, man. So we'll be glad to see you back next year. Hopefully you can defend your title, and you got to be coming back with your wheelbarrow as you walk in the Expo next year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, at very least, wear that chain in the door, show it off. Next year there'll be a new one of those that says 2027 on it. You are the first ever world champion of wheelbarrow, but also no matter what, you're always going to be in the club. There'll be more now. You won't be, well, maybe, who knows? Maybe you'll just keep winning them, but there will be other champions. You are the first, man. I love the fact that you put that banner right above you there. You're wearing
Yep, right above my bed, man.
I love it. Where's the bracket at?
Oh, brackets in my living room. Let me grab it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Look at him. He got to show it. He's got to show it.
That was part of the thing. They can take their bracket home with them and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
Tony, did you see any? What was your favorite, other than the finale? What was your favorite moment of the wheelbarrow race?
It would have to be the few people that took a bath. I mean, that was cool to see. And the ones that I didn't see, you knew it happened from across the expo because everybody, it was just oohs and ahs across the entire expo. You knew what happened. So that was awesome. Very cool.
We had like 9 cameras on that or something like that. Didn't we? Just 6, I think 6 cameras on that area throughout the day. So I can't wait to see some of this footage. But speaking of footage,
right,
we had quite a few YouTubers there too, right? I know Tony's a YouTuber as well. Obviously you and I, Jeff, but we had some other good YouTubers starting all the way from people that are starting out all the way to the big name season guys like Ryan Tomich.
Yeah, and so this is Ryan's been coming to the show for quite a few years, as well as a lot of the other YouTubers that were there. And man, Ryan brings a big crowd with him. he draws a very, very large crowd. It is quite amazing to see. And so yeah, he does a meet and greet on Thursday. I want to say it's like 10:30 to noon or something like that. And man, the line never dies. It is an insanely long line. And he also did a giveaway. I want to say at noon today. And shout out to Ryan. He is so cool because he sat there through that whole line. He shook everybody's hand, took a picture with everybody, and then he had to stop to do his giveaway, and that took a second. And by gosh, he went ahead and hung out until every last hand was shook and every last picture was taken. So big thanks to Ryan for coming out and doing all that, because it is so cool to see somebody from our world just gain that kind of popularity. It's mind blowing, and it is so much fun to watch. Yep. And then we've always tried to make this a concrete YouTuber destination, and so we've had Mike Day, Rick Thomas, Bobby Grubb's been there a time or two, and again Tony, Full Send, correct me, is it Full Send Construction? Am I saying that right? Or Full Send Concrete? Yeah. It's something like that. He's been there a time or two. I'm probably Michael Builds, somebody that you guys might not know from the concrete world, but his channel is all about concrete, more from a DIY end of things. So he's been there the last couple of years, and man, it is so fun just walking around, hanging out with these people. I'll be honest, the first YouTuber that we had come to our expo was Mike Day. And, I tried to contact Odell's and I tried to contact West Coast Concrete at the time. They were kind of the 2 biggest channels. And then Mike Day was right up there with them. And he's the only one that ever really got back to me. And man, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet is Mike Day. Like I was starstruck, first of all, because right. I mean, at that time, like if you type concrete into YouTube, the only thing you're getting is Mike Day videos. And so it was cool to meet him, and he had a great time. And we sort of over the years added people and try to get as many of them. Hacking Concrete and Tim C from Decorative Concrete of Virginia has a great channel. And so another channel that I've had my eyes on for a long time, and I know you guys all know them, but it was the first time I don't know if it was the first time I met him. I feel like I met him at the World of Concrete one time briefly, but all the way from Arizona, Blood, Sweat, and Tears Concrete was here for the first time. And so, Rocky, tell me what you thought about meeting John for the first time.
So, okay, so number one, I'm a huge fan. So I watched a few videos of Magnus, and right away, I love the father-son combo. Anybody that does videos like that, immediately I subscribe or follow. And these guys do it best. They're, John's out videoing Magnus in the concrete world. He's got his suspenders and his hat just like Dad. And I love, it reminds me of me hanging out with my dad. So to see them in person, and you can tell that, they're the best of buds in the world. And it's in real life that way too. So I'm a huge fan, and to be able to shake both of their hands, I seen them coming into the 1L convention first, and I'm like, oh, no way, I know these guys. So I had to get him on camera a little bit for Rocky's Roadshow. But after kind of hanging with them a little bit and talking to them, they're even better people than you would think. So I really
Well,
enjoy
thank you
it.
very much. I
Yeah, man.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
I just
good
got to
time.
know right away. So I kind of talked to you a little bit, so I know a little bit of these answers. But John, how did you get into the concrete world? And obviously, that's what's brought Magnus in behind you.
So my dad was a contractor in Minnesota. So since the time I was a little boy, I've been out on the job site. I think I got my first paycheck in 1989. So I've been working concrete for a long time.
Nice, nice. And you guys where are you? Arizona? Where in Arizona?
We're in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay, nice.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears Concrete. We've been licensed since 2011 down there now.
Okay, right. So what was before that? You were working for your old man or just different contractors?
Well, I worked for my old man till he passed away in 91.
Okay.
And then my brother took over the company. I worked with him up until 2001. And then I moved to Arizona, and I was actually a blacksmith. I had a blacksmith shop for 10 years,
Ah,
but I always did concrete. I never got away from concrete.
sure.
So,
Yeah.
uh, a life of loving my concrete,
Yeah, definitely.
Could never get away from it.
Yep, it gets in you. It gets in you, and you can't get away from it. So obviously you're passing on the torch a little bit and teaching him to light his own torch and kind of carry his own deal with the little guy beside you. So, kind of what's your thought process behind that? Obviously, I'm in agreement with you, but having him on the job site, is that something that you feel is important to his well-being?
When I first started doing YouTube and Facebook Lives and all that stuff back then, the whole reason behind it is that we didn't have a lot of pictures of Dad. We didn't have any videos of Dad. And I thought, let's do some stuff that you guys can look back on and show your kids and whatnot,
Yep.
That was the whole thing of getting into YouTube. And now, when I look back on my childhood, some of my fondest memories are being on the job site with my dad. He loves to get out on the job site, so it just makes perfect sense to me.
Sure. I love
Get him
it.
out there as much as I can. So he's homeschooled now.
Awesome.
He's always working ahead on his homework, and he's getting out on the job site as much as he can.
Nice. So how old are you, Magnus?
I'm 11 years old.
11 years old. So the number one thing I always ask a guy on the job site, especially a new job site, can you read a tape measure yet?
I'm getting close.
Good. That's it. That's what I mean. If for an 11-year-old, that would be amazing if you could do it. So I had to ask, but that's one of the hardest things for some guys. So there's another task to add to your schooling.
Yeah. We can't turn him loose on it yet.
Sure.
But he gets it right for the most part. When I ask him, he gets it right for the most part.
Good, my man. So can you run a float?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And an edge and trial. What about a broom? Can you broom it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my man. You want to come work for me?
He's the broom master. I call him Broomelio.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that. I love the camaraderie and you always, especially as the older he gets, you're always going to have your right-hand man beside you that has the same passion as you do. So there's a huge bond in that, I think.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And I'm sure that there'll be some headbutting coming up in the future. I look back at my dad, I look at my brother and my dad. It's part of it, but it's part of the story.
That's it. It's part of it, exactly.
It's part of the story.
Yep. So Tony, you got a little man too, right?
So, I look forward to it.
Yes,
Yep.
two little men.
Yep.
And I can't wait for the days when I can have him out there just like John has Magnus.
Nice.
It's coming, little by little. It's coming. Yep.
Heck yeah. Cool. So if there's one thing you could say to anybody who's really trying to start out their YouTube journey, like our next guest, who's kind of early in their journey and they kind of just like boom, blew up on the scene. But if you could give any advice to somebody who wants to kind of get into it, what would it be?
As far as YouTube goes, I mean, I go into it more for the reasons I started it. Not looking at making money off of it, you know, not looking at, you know, where Ryan is or anything like that. You know, I mean, that would be great if that ever happened, but if that's your motivation, you're going to be really disappointed.
Love it.
Because there's a lot of work in it.
Yeah.
And you do it because you love it and because of what you get out of it. Because it's probably not going to be money.
Sure. So I've watched a lot of your videos and your edit. I love it. I love your editing. So who does your editing?
I do.
You do. So do you
I do
spend a
all the
lot
editing.
of time in that?
A lot less now than I used to when I started. I mean, obviously your skills develop as you go along, and you get better software and whatnot. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
with CapCut you can edit pretty fast,
Mm-hmm.
but it still takes up a lot of time.
Sure.
And it depends on how, you know, crazy you want to get with it. You can do a pretty raw video now. They've been pretty popular, just a real raw video.
Sure.
And if I was smart, that's probably what I'd be doing. But I enjoy the editing.
Yeah.
I enjoy the effects and that, you know, all that stuff that comes along with it.
Jeff, have you had it? Did you know John and Magnus before this year?
Well, I like I said, I feel like I met John at the World of Concrete a few years ago out by the Decorative booth, and again, you know, I've been following the channel for a while, and I just, you know, it's unrecognizable. Well, first of all, you're like a giant standing next to me, kind of like Ryan is, and then that hat is unmistakable. But I hadn't actually had a chance to really talk to you guys before, and so. One of the things I was going to ask you is what your, you know, motivation was behind starting your YouTube channel, and that is one of the coolest things I've heard. I'll be honest, I've never heard that answer before, and that is really cool to me. You're sort of doing this as a legacy for your kids and something to watch, and that's, man, that's so cool. I'm curious when you, like, what year you started that channel.
So we started, you know, the job site videos and stuff like that in June of 2021, I do believe.
Okay. So I probably started watching you guys pretty soon after you started up then, is my guess, because it was probably around that time.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's evolved a lot. We've shortened our videos up. We try not to waste anybody's time. We do a lot of editing, and we try to give you a video that's got a point to it. It's not necessarily a vlog, even though it's very vlog style. And we're just trying to cut all the dead space out, get to the point, get the video over with, and you can watch it on your lunch break, you know.
I also, maybe this has something to do with the editing, like that part of it and stuff too. But I love watching your videos because it just, life seems so much more laid back out there. And, you know, you guys are pouring concrete, but
Supporting all of our
just doesn't
people.
feel like pouring concrete around here where everybody's tense and you know, raring to go. You guys just seem like it's just laid back. It's almost relaxing to watch you guys work on that stuff. So
it's funny. I was talking to a guy about that the other day. You know, we pour concrete year round. And when I first came out here, I was staying in an apartment and I was watching the guys outside do concrete work. And it took them like 3 days to do something that we had done by noon on the first day, you know, in the Midwest, because we only have so much time to work. We get it done. We're efficient, you know. And it is way more laid back down here. There's not that big rush. There's not that big hurry. You got all year long to do it. You don't have to worry about getting it done quite as quickly. And I realized that pretty early on when I got down here.
I'm going to Arizona.
Well, I absolutely love watching. I might have to retire in the Southwest because I love the territory out there, and a laid back way of life seems like a great thing. So I'm also curious, when is the first time that you guys heard about the Decorative Concrete Expo? Is that something that just recently, or have you guys been following that for a while?
Well, I've been wanting to come for a few years now. I mean, we were really hoping to come last year. It just didn't work out. It's so far away, you know. But you know, I've been following you for quite a while. I'm not sure when I put that Heffrey Jerschberger video out, but it seems like it's been a couple of years ago now.
By the way, I love that. That was one of the things I wanted to make sure I told you at the show. I know I don't get a ton of time to like sit and chat with people at the show, so I got to make sure I make my points quick. And that was one of the things I wanted to say is, man, I absolutely love that. That was so funny to me. It was, I think it was around the holiday season, and time that I don't spend much time online because it's holidays and you're with family. And I opened my phone up and I seen that, and it made my whole day.
That's great.
I
forgot all about that. Good stuff.
Cool. Well, I gotta also say, John, and the entire family, just personally from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. All the way out there in Arizona, you continue to use Decorative products. It's probably not that easy to get your hands on them out there, but I see them in your videos, so I know you're getting them. And also just for being such big loyal fans of Decorative, and we just love seeing you guys on all the live streams. And just I forgot real quick, how many miles did you guys travel to the show? Because you guys drove to the show, right?
Yeah. We took a pretty long convoluted route, but we've got
2,200 miles.
about 2,200 miles there and probably more on the way back. We're not even back yet. We're in New Mexico now. We haven't even made it home from the show yet. So
wow. You guys had a good drive.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So go ahead, Jeff.
I was going to say, Rocky, I think you already know our next guest. Now, I'll be honest. I did not meet him until at the Expo. He walked up and he introduced himself, and he told me a little bit of a story about his journey to get here. But I believe you already knew him beforehand, right?
Yep. So Isaiah and I kind of been friends on Facebook, and we share some scripture back and forth and comment on each other's scripture. So we kind of share the same beliefs. So I kind of knew him before then, and now, making his way to the Expo, and he kind of had to dig deep a little bit just to make it there. So he's got a really great story, and his story just kind of exploded onto the internet, and it was like, whoa, who's this guy? And he's making some good videos already. So it's kind of cool to have another new YouTuber part of the group. So anyway,
without
Isaiah.
further ado, Isaiah Milborn.
Yeah. How are you, buddy?
Hey, what's up? Appreciate the kind words there, man.
Yeah, man, definitely. So let's just kind of start a little bit from the beginning. How do you get into how old are you anyway? Number one, how old are you?
Just turned 24.
So young.
My birthday
guy.
was that Saturday, right after
All right.
the Expo.
How do you get into the concrete world as a young guy? A millennial, right? Are you a millennial?
No, I don't know, man. I don't pay attention to that, to be honest with you, but something like that, right?
Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah. So how do you get into this crazy industry that we're all in our blood?
Right. Yeah, it's a crazy industry for sure. So I was a little bit younger. I was working in an electricity cable factory, and I'm just sitting there, and I've always been, I don't know, business minded. And I'm like, man, I need a skill set that I can turn into a business, really. And then I met my old lady. It's my wife now, and her dad had been in the concrete industry for probably 30 years now or so. And I just called him up one night. I was sitting there in the factory doing 12 on, 12 off. And I'm like, man, I gotta, I'm young. I got to start developing a skill now and turn it into a business and make a way for the family and stuff. But anyways, I called him up one night and I was like, hey, man, you need somebody to come work for you? I'm down to learn. And that's all she wrote, brother. I shipped out 3 hours away, St. Louis, and ain't looked back.
Wow. Awesome. And here you are now. So what's every day now? So I know you're kind of putting yourself out there. Anybody needs the help, you're kind of subbing out to some bigger guys too, and doing some stuff on your own, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So my biggest thing is, knowledge. And I've always noticed that across the industries, anything you do, you're going to get knowledge from the guys who've been doing this for 20, 30 years. So when I came up here, I kind of got blessed to not have to just go straight into the union like a lot of guys, they go through the apprenticeship or whatever. Mm-hmm. So learned from her old man, 30 years, did great work. And as I started learning and getting a little more confident in my skills, I'm like, well, there's all kinds of great people who do concrete up here in St. Louis, just like Rick Thomas. Mm-hmm. I'm right down the road from him. I can ask him questions anytime. So that's when I got into the freelancing thing. And I was like, man, let me start hitting up all kinds of contractors. Now, needless to say, I've been in some clusters where I wouldn't want to be a part of that again. But I've also been around a lot of great guys, man. And I've learned a lot of techniques and just a lot of things doing it that way.
Absolutely. So how did you hear about the Expo #1? And then what were you so excited to make it there about? But was it the learning, or was it the SmackDown, or did you want to try to compete in the wheelbarrow race?
So start off how I heard about it was Rick Thomas made a post. And honestly, it wasn't even just that. I had been following Decocrete for a year or two because, like I said, I'm passionate about it, man. I'm always looking at new ways to do things and the cool stuff. And the biggest thing for me to come was really just like you said, seeing you on Facebook for a while, and I've met some of these Facebook people and stuff. So I really wanted to meet some of those guys, like Whitfield was one of them. He was awesome, dude, man.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. Tony, been talking to Tony for a while, wanted to meet him. And two, just be around the talent, man. It's just, dude, talented hands there. It was insane.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm just looking at the stuff in awe almost. I'm like, how is this even possible? You know? And then I was excited for the wheelbarrow race. Sadly, I didn't make it, like we know. But it was just, and I wanted to learn. But by the time I got there that second day, you know, it was more trying to meet everybody, and I didn't really get the chance to learn as much as I wanted to, you know?
Sure. So you didn't get there until the second day. Tell us what happened the first day. You had it all planned out. You were going to get there in the morning, the first day, stay that night, hang out the next day. Didn't work out that
so way. No, it did not. So that day we were supposed to get concrete early in the morning. I got a video on my page. Anybody wants to check it out, but it was just little 5x5, little 4 piers, nothing crazy. Of course, company calls. They're like, "Hey, we can't get you till like 11." Well, I didn't promise the guy I'm going to get it done, so I'm a man of my word. We get it done. On the way home, we're supposed to get home about 4 and leave out. The father-in-law calls, and his truck tire goes flying off the truck, man. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I go pick him up. We go save his truck. I get home around like 6. We get loaded up, whatever. We head out about 3.5 hours in, right around there in Indiana, man. Car just takes a crap out of nowhere. And I'm not a mechanic. I will tell everybody I'm a concrete guy. I'm not a mechanic. No idea what's going on. I'm a Google guy. You know, as soon as things start going wrong, what does Google tell me?
Right.
And Google's saying the cats are clogged. So, man, we're on I-70, semis flying past. We get the car down, and I start beating on the cats, just like, you know, maybe it'll unclog it. I don't know. You know, and so there's a hotel. I'm going to say this wrong, but Terre Haute, whatever. It broke down in the perfect spot. Is it Terre Haute? Terre Haute. That is hilarious. I said that way wrong. So, we were like 5 minutes from there. And there was a hotel like 3 miles away, and an O'Reilly's 3 minutes away from that hotel. So get to the hotel. I made the plan that I was going to try and rent a car. We go to try and rent a car. That doesn't work out either. Get back to the hotel. I'm like,
wait a minute. So all this is going on. You get a hotel, and you're still going to rent a car to try to make it to the expo.
Of course, dude. I'm not, man, I don't give up. I'm on a mission.
I love it.
You know, it's the only way I'm turning around is if it's, you know, there's no other. At that point, I got to turn around, but I'm going to find a way. But, so anyways, we go to rent the car. That didn't work out. Get back to the hotel. I call a mechanic, and he's like, well, try scanning it. So I putter it down to O'Reilly, scan it, and it was a misfire on a cylinder. And you probably saw the video. Praise the Lord. It was the one on the front of the motor, 10-minute fix, and I was going.
Yeah. So on the way, headed there. Okay, we're going to make it. Let's do it. Then what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was awesome. So the time it said on there, I was going to make it at like 3:30. I was still going to get an hour. I was going to run the wheelbarrow. That was my plan. I'm getting in there, run the wheelbarrow, talk to a few people. Cool. We made it for a little bit of the first day. And, man, we get a couple hours down the road, I-70 traffic, horrible. We get stuck in like 2 hours of traffic, and I'm just watching the time creep down on, you know, the estimated time arrival. I'm just watching it creep down and down and down until it finally said 5, and I'm like, yeah, we're not making it.
Yep.
But
yep. So get a hotel and retry tomorrow.
Yeah, that was pretty much what we did, man.
Yep. So you did.
I guess it made for a good video, right?
Yeah. So it does. It makes for a good video. Just enough strife, right?
Right, just enough.
So you did make it second day.
TV.
Go ahead, Jeff.
That's good TV right there. It's almost it wasn't planned, but that is good TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So you did make it second day. You walk in. What's your experience? What's the first thing you notice?
First thing I noticed was that building, man. I had never been to like an air pressurized building.
Yeah.
So like we get in there, we get our badges. I'm like, that's cool. We get the badges, and it was those doors, like the air locking doors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that was cool for one. And then as soon as you walked in, man, it was just, I don't know, just for me, maybe because I'm a little passionate about concrete, it was just exhilarating, dude.
Yeah.
I'm looking around, there's just all kinds of people, all kinds of cool products. Just, it was awesome, man.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Yep. Cool. So did you get to run the course at all? The wheelbarrow course? Did you give it
No.
a shot? You didn't even give it a shot, none.
Well, I figured it was the second day and they were doing the brackets. I didn't think I'd be able to.
I know that Jason was allowing people to run it a little bit that never got the chance, just for fun, not for any prizes, but just to see if you could beat the time.
Why? Now I'm sad.
Yeah.
I wish I knew that at the time.
Sure. Well, next
like I
year
said,
you'll be set. You're ready to go.
I think we have a plan for that. And then you would have still had a chance. So that's honestly, we like to learn from people's experiences, and that was part of what led us down that conversation. Is that man, that would have been so cool if those guys Friday, and honestly, if Isaiah would have been able to run his race. And so,
Sure.
Isaiah, real quick, I'm just curious. How long have you been? So as far as pouring concrete, we kind of got your story on that end of it. But what about the YouTube and the content side of it? Like, when did you decide, and what made you decide to like start actually filming yourself, start posting content, start getting into the concrete YouTube?
Yeah, so up here in St. Louis, the competition is insane. There really is concrete companies around every other corner. And just like any business, as you guys know, you got to stand out in some kind of way. And kind of like what John was picking on, it's a journey, man. And it's kind of cool to be able to go back and look at your journey and recollect on it, jobs or anything, experiences. And another thing was building trust with clients. I feel like if clients can go to your page and they could see you doing jobs start to finish and kind of get a taste of your personality before you're even going to bid the job or do the job, I feel like that just builds a little more trust with the clients. And it's fun, man. I really love what I do. And just like, just starting out, I'm already meeting all kinds of amazing people.
That's good stuff, man. Let everybody know where they can go. Where can they find your like YouTube, Facebook? Just shout out your different handles.
Yeah. You can go to Isaiah Milbourne and you'll see a bearded man there, like most concrete guys. And you can go to YouTube right there. No, this side. Yeah, Quality Concrete Concepts. The channel's just started. It might pop up. I'm sure you could find it. And then same thing on Facebook, the Facebook business page, Quality Concrete Concepts, St. Louis area.
Yeah, everybody go out there, give this guy a follow, give him a subscribe. I gotta say, man, it's exciting for me, like meeting people like yourself, young guys that are passionate about it, and just sitting here listening to you talk to Rocky. I'm just thinking, like, this guy's gonna be awesome on YouTube. This guy is incredible. And I'm so glad that you came up and introduced yourself and said hi at the show. I know sometimes I'm running around there and I don't have a ton of time to talk, but I'm glad you came up and chatted, told me that whole thing. It was great to meet you, man. I can't wait to see where you're headed. I
really appreciate the kind words, Jeff, and it was a blessing to meet you too.
Yeah, man, it was good seeing you and finally actually shaking your hand. And I know you're going to do good things, buddy. Just keep it up.
I appreciate it, Rocky. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you guys having me on too.
So, Jeff, so the biggest, one of the main attractions for the Decorative Concrete Expo, the SmackDown, the 8-team SmackDown. Let's talk about it.
Oh, yes, the SmackDown. Man, obviously this is near and dear to my heart because I'm very involved with, well, not only the putting this together, the original plan of this and the competition that we used to do years ago, but also like talking to these guys and getting all the applications. Like, I'll be honest, that's one of my favorite parts is just like getting the applications, reading through them. Some of these folks I know, some I don't. And it's been, it's a great way to meet new people. Every year that we do this, we get people that we didn't already know. And so, yeah, this is the World Championship of Decorative Concrete. The whole point is that we're going to get 8 teams there that we've hand selected based on their applications and their prior work. And their job is to come there and create the most badass project that they can out of decorative concrete. And so, our job is to give them the platform, set the stage, try to conjure up as many prizes and as many incentives as we can to these guys to just go off on it. And their job is when they get here, they absolutely go off on it. And this year was absolutely over the top. Way, you know, again, I'm sure we're going to say this every year that this year's SmackDown was insane. But as I'm sitting here right now, I can't describe it any better way than that. And then, of course, this is a voted competition. And as the show goes on, and especially towards the end of the show, the attendees get to go up and vote for their favorites. And then there is big stakes for the winner. And so, without further ado, this year's winner, Mr. Louis Lugo.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Guys,
What's up, Louis? How are you, brother?
man, I'm doing good. You know, got home from work today, and you know, just another day.
Just another day. Nobody there cares that you're the SmackDown champion, huh?
Yeah, as soon as we got back, you know, just straight back to work. You know, we got a schedule to keep up with, which is not a bad thing.
Sure. That's schedules are good, right? You know, no idle hands that way. So, yeah. Okay, so let's just kind of start at the beginning. Give us a little bit about who you are, kind of how you got into concrete, and then how it led to the Decorative Concrete Expo SmackDown.
Yeah. So, my name is Louis Lugo. You know, I'm based out of Aurora, Illinois. I mean, I've been in the concrete damn near my whole life. You know, my dad been doing concrete for a good, you know, like 20 years, and then I've been around it. I got a
Supporting all of our people on our bracket
15
for
years
us, so it looks like we're
and, you
almost
know,
down to the
my
final.
first business has been registered for 12 years, you know.
Supporting all of
Lugo's General
our people on our bracket for us, so it looks like
and I
we're
mean,
almost down to the final four. Looks like we got
it's
one
been-
more
it's been
race, and
pretty
we're gonna
awesome,
get down to
you
the
know,
final here. And
experiencing
so,
everything.
Rocky, let's go on in there and see if we can catch
I
some
mean, I
action.
made a post the other day about 3 years ago. I was a spectator at Decorative, you know, just watching everybody and stuff like
So,
that.
Hannah,
and then, you know,
how is this whole thing going out here today?
It's
you
going
know, we're
really
actually
good
in the
today. A lot of
events,
people
you
haven't
know,
showed up, so
competing,
that's
and
kind of disappointing. But other than
to me
that,
was
so
just-
far so
it
good.
was a,
So are people
you know, one of
pushing
those
it a little
life-changing
bit harder
moments, you know,
today,
and
being that
feels
it's the
pretty good.
final?
People are pushing it a lot harder. We've seen a lot more times in the 20s today. So 28 seconds, 29 seconds. I've seen a lot of 30, 31. So if you can push a wheelbarrow, man, you got to try.
All right, so we got another race coming up here. Has anybody been in the water yet today?
Not yet today.
From
We had
Josh
4 people
and Zach.
yesterday.
You know, they called me up. They're like, Louis, you know, you want to be a part of this? You know, let's get it going. And you know, I submitted the application. You know, we sent Tim over the picture of the truck, and we're like, you know, this is what we're doing.
After being here last year
we had a lot of
and
work,
seeing all the
to
amazing
do
things,
on
we
our
knew
end
we
to
had
make
to
sure
step
that, you know, we kept our promise that we
You
were
talk to
gonna come
Louis
with
real
everything.
quick.
I think
And
they
then we
definitely
did.
stepped it up, that's for sure.
What's up, guys?
So, Louis, I'll tell you what, let's stand over here where we can get this in the background. Oh, it feels a little bit sticky. It feels a little bit sticky.
We had a little mishap happen,
So it was a lot
we
of,
figured it
I
out.
believe we used
So,
rebuilt
is that the
foam.
reason for the dirt, or was it always going to be dirt?
No,
At
we had
first, we
dropped
just
some
pretty much
epoxy. We were going to do some
fucking,
design,
stacked
but it
3
didn't dry
together.
on time.
And
So,
we sat
you
and
know, we
looked at
slept
it
all the
for a while, and we started, you know, marker, Sharpie, spray paint, and until we kind of figured out how we were going to do it. We did everything over there at Zach's house, which for me it's about like a 4-hour drive. So I was staying over at Zach's, which thank you, Zach. I was staying over at his house at least 3-4 days out of a week, every week, you know. So I went down there about, I believe, 3 or 4 times. But it was a lot of processing, you know, we had to do. So it was, yeah, it's once we started piecing it together.
It's a cool story. It's a
then
cool
we were
story. So
setting
look
up
at this, guys.
some
We got working
shapes, you know,
headlight.
and then we were adding stuff as we were going, you know, but once we got to like 2 weeks before the SmackDown, you know, that's when the pressure, like we felt it, and then, you know, we got it scratch coated and, you know, got it ready to transport.
Hey, Rock, a few people online were saying they were having trouble hearing while you're playing the video. I just wanted to make sure we got that. Thanks, Chris Land. By the way, Chris Land, all the way from Texas. So So Lewis, how many? Well, first of all, I gotta say this is one of the most fun parts of my job is that I got to call you one day last December and let you know that you guys have been accepted as a finalist in the SmackDown, and like hearing your voice when I told you that makes every bit of hard work to go into this all worthwhile, because that was as excited as you were on that phone call when I got off that. I was like, man, that is the coolest part of my job, is what I just got to do right there. So thanks for being so excited and so enthusiastic about this whole thing. But how many hours did you guys have like pre-show on this piece?
Yeah, man, it has to be at least, I want to say, like 120 plus hours, because the days I was there, it was an all day thing. You know, we would get up 7, 8 in the morning, sometimes earlier. And I remember nights being in that, and then in his pole barn, we were there till like 1, 2 in the morning. So it was a lot of hours, but it was fun. You know, it was, once you work with somebody for so long, you're just like, you guys, we figure out a rhythm, and then we're all just moving, getting stuff done. So it was it was a fun thing to be a part of, for sure.
So what was it like working with the Whitfields on this? Like, I gotta say, like, so some of the times when you guys would send me a little video or a picture or call me when you guys are working on this at night, like, I gotta be honest, like, I wanted to be there bad, because that had to be like, just so much fun working with Josh and Zach putting this whole thing together.
Oh yeah, man. The hospitality that they gave me, every time I was there, it was awesome. You know, uh, I've never ate deer like that until I was with them, and I ate deer for quite a bit, for quite a time. It was good. It was a great experience. I love it. So, and I can't say nothing bad about them, man. They're great people. Zach, and Josh and their whole family. I love them. They're like families to me. Yeah. Yep.
Yep, no, same thing. Shout out to Josh and Zach and all them guys. And I know that you guys have am I speaking too soon to talk about the training class, Liz?
No, no, no.
No. So I know you guys have a little training class coming up out there with them. So what's that all about?
So yeah, we got a training class coming up for we're gonna do stamp concrete for the first one. And then good thing, since we won, we got those nice set of stamps. So we're gonna actually use them in the training. So we're gonna use all your guys' product. And then I believe, I don't know the right name of the tool, but to engrave in the concrete, I got one of those too. So I'm gonna take everything down there, and I'm gonna practice, here at home. I'll mess up something here at my house, and then I'll go and do a masterpiece down there. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's the 27, 28. Whoever's interested, you can get in contact with Josh Whitfield, Zach Granger, or me. And then we'll give you guys the information you need, so you guys can be a part of something that's going to be, we hope it's going to be something big.
It's super cool. Is that the 20th of this month, next month?
That is this month. Yeah, the 27th and the 28th is going to be a 2-day class. We're going to provide everything we need, tools, food. So just come and be ready to learn.
Super cool, man. I would love to be there myself, but Rocky is probably a little bit closer than I am to where they're going to be at.
Yeah. And I'll
There it is. Yeah, the truck blew me away, Rocky. I got to say, every time I kept going back over there, there was another level of detail added to it. And when I thought it was done, I'm like, wow, this is really awesome. Nope, it wasn't done. There was more coming and more coming and more detail added. And, the road and then the tools and then the backstory to tie it all together with Jason's truck was just, it was a really cool artistic piece. And yeah, I'm proud of you guys for what you did. And congrats, man.
Thank you. A lot of people don't know, but we dropped the metallic the night before, and we were hoping it was gonna dry. So it didn't dry. So what we did, we just swept up all the dirt and rocks that were on the ground, and we chucked it at it so people can walk on it. That's how we got our dirt road.
That's cool. That's awesome. Oh yeah. I will say, as a spectator of this for the past 2 years, I would say that everybody that's in it goes in with a plan. They have their plan for what they're going to do, what it's supposed to be, but every one of them is making audibles as they go. And maybe not so much just that, oh, this didn't dry or this kind of went wrong, but also in the sense that, hey, an idea just popped into my head based on where we're at now. Let's go this direction with it. And so I see a lot of these teams just having that ability to adapt and change on the fly and come up with something even cooler.
Yeah, I got a chance to check it out. I thought it was awesome. I picked the water slide, but probably my second would. Well, I think I picked the second was the truck. So I thought that was also really cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I did. It looks like it's.
Rocky, they're saying that you're that they can't hear you right now. That's what the comments are saying on Facebook here.
Oh, there we go. How about that?
All right, somebody let us know. Is Rocky good now?
Yeah, I wonder how long that's been on. Off. All right, well, I'm a concrete guy. That's how it happens.
I mean, maybe we need to recruit. Maybe we need to recruit Matt to run the board for us on these things.
Yeah. Matt's probably in bed.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you guys.
We're good. We're good. So we're good.
Be there too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I hear you. Okay, so Isaiah, what did you think of the truck, man?
That truck, it was insane,
yep.
dude.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I was walking around with Luis, and he was showing me just some of the little details, like the bolts and the tools, and how Josh did that wicked wood and the tailgate and everything. It's just the detail was just on point and completely like just wow. You know, when you see it, you're like, where do you even begin with something like that?
No kidding. The thought process and the artistic ability that went into all the projects was off the charts. So I was really blessed to be a part of that.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy, man.
Definitely. Heck yeah. So Jeff, what do you think about next year? So we're going to do it again next year. Lewis, you going to try to come back and defend your title?
I mean, I don't know if I can come back and defend the title. We'll start thinking right now. So, I don't know if that's possible. I got, I got like Jeff said, I got the all-star team ready to go. So we're here. We ain't scared.
So here's how it works, guys. The champ is allowed to come back and defend their title as many years as they can keep on winning it. Now, if you didn't win, if you were one of the other 7 competitors, you can't just enter the same team under the same name. It's going to have to be, you could be on somebody else's team if you want, but you can't, enter as yourself again for 1 year. Now, after a year off, now you can come back. So what we're going to see for next year, first of all, I've already had quite a few people, heavy hitters in the industry, reach out since then and say, how do I get involved with this next year? So we're going to have a really, really good lineup, but we're also going to have all those people that competed in 2025 And I've already talked to a few of those who have some crazy ideas. So I think we're going to get quite the applicant process this year. I would love it if I had to sift through a stack. I take that back. I'd love it if there was a bunch to sift through. Maybe not quite that tall, but there might be some tough decisions. There's already been tough decisions the last 2 years, but it's going to be even harder this year. But Lewis, you don't have to worry about any of that, bud. You're in no matter what. The champ has the right to come back, because last year champ decided that to not compete this year. But you're in, buddy.
All right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Then as soon as this call is over, I'm gonna call my team and we'll start thinking.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Like
And
Jeff
I
said, though,
man,
Jeff, we got the possibility of some of the 2025 contenders returning, as well as the 2025 champ, who has expressed maybe a little bit of interest in returning himself, huh?
Yep, a lot of them, and I would be like this too, is that, it's easy to talk yourself into not competing this year, and then you go to something like this and you sit there and you're like, man, I wish I was in this right now too. And so, yeah, that'll bring people back. So, yeah, it's going to be one heck of a show next year. And like I said, Lewis, well, first of all, congratulations. That thing was just absolutely kick-ass. And, man, I just love, you and the Whitfields, like hanging around you guys. It is just the most fun. I don't know that I probably haven't laughed that much in months as much as hanging out around you guys. So thanks for showing up. Thanks for kicking ass. Thanks for all the detail and all the great times, man.
Oh yeah, we appreciate it a lot. I appreciate it, especially you guys having me come down there. So yeah, thank you guys a lot. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. We loved having you, and hopefully we get you back next year, and we're looking forward to it. But guys, that's all. That's what we got for time here tonight. I think we had some really good conversations, some great people involved, and I'm really looking forward to next year. Jeff, what do you think, my friend?
Oh my gosh, it's already started. We had our first, believe this or not, we're not even a week away from the show, but we had our first meeting for 2027 this morning, which is part of a recap of 2026. But we're already getting started. It's going to be everything that everybody's loved or known to love, but plus more. We're always going to add some stuff. We're going to expand on the wheelbarrow race. We're going to expand on everything new that we started this year. The SmackDown, we're pretty locked in with the format at this point, but obviously the team, with the exception of Lewis's team, there's going to be 7 fresh competitors, and yeah, it's gonna be incredible. There's a lot that happens between now and then, but it's such an inspiring thing to be around. And myself, like I'm still buzzing about last week, even to this day. It's hard to get off of the high that comes from something like that. But yeah, and then I know that just stay tuned. Obviously, Decorative TV, you're going to be seeing a bunch of recap stuff coming out. I know that these guys, Lewis, Tony, these guys are all doing their post Expo tour right now. So this was first stop, but I know Rick Lobdell's got some stuff planned. In fact, I believe me and Tony are shooting a recording a podcast tomorrow night with Rick. Is that right, Tony?
Yes, Jeff. We got a big lineup coming. Me and Rick are going to be teaming up over the next week or so and knocking out a bunch of episodes directly related to the SmackDown and the Decorative Concrete Expo. It's going to be Captain T and the Purist. Yeah. That's me and Rick. And we're going to start going full steam ahead here. We're going to have an interview with Jeff tomorrow. Lewis is on the lineup for next week, as well as Cody and Nick from the Concrete Guild team. And I believe Rick Thomas is going to have an interview with Rick solo. So Stay tuned to that, and be subscribed to Concrete Mystique, the podcast on YouTube, Rick's channel.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so I told Rick this afternoon it should be called Captain T and the Boys, but he told me that wasn't any good because he thought of the other one first. So
he might have overridden you there. Yeah.
But no, all that stuff, of course, Rocky's Roadshow will be coming out, a full long episode of Rocky's Roadshow from the Expo. Is like I said, a ton of recap stuff. So, stay tuned. It's over, but all the content is about to come out, and then we are rolling right into summertime, and you're going to be seeing tons of fresh stuff from Decorative TV, both on job sites, in studio, and tons of Rocky's Roadshow.
Yeah. All right, guys, if you want to get on the roadshow, shoot me a message, whatever. We can set something up. And obviously, go check out Decorative TV on YouTube if you're not already there. And then obviously check all these guys' socials out. we'll try to plug them in some of the description or in the comments as we go. So, all right. All right, guys. Well, I enjoyed myself tonight. I appreciate your time, you guys coming in and hanging out with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right. Later.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Captain T.
Oh, big time, yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt. And I'm sure that there'll be some headbutting coming up in the future. I look back at my dad, I look at my brother and my dad. It's part of it, but it's part of the story. That's it. It's part of it, exactly. It's part of the story. Yep. So Tony, you got a little man too, right? I look forward to it. Yes. Yep. Little man. Yep. Yep.
So Travis, what do you do for work? Construction.
To be a part of for sure.
So what was it like working with the Whitfields on this? Like, I gotta say, like, so some know our next guest. Now, I'll be honest, I did not meet him till at the Expo.